Glenn talks shit. Literally what these are called. So,
Glenn talks shit. I love
yeah.
it.
Now I've saved a special one for Rosie, so we're going to be calling this "Boozy Clients and How They Perform." No, we're not really. This is
Okay.
what we're going to talk about is the behaviour traits, the maintenance, and just how I think someone who's obviously been in a place like you've been, which obviously I'll let you kind of share what you want to share, to then come out the other side and kind of deal with probably the same beast but with a different face, should we say? And
Absolutely.
just how you have come through that so strongly. So, if you wanted to tell us a little bit about obviously who you are, what you've done with
Yeah.
us, and what you've done prior, and yeah, just a little sum up, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm Rosie, and I've been with PT Distinction now for just over a year, and I do plan to stick with it because it's all about the community. For me, it's all about the community, really. Um, I I was a very, very heavy drinker, to the point where I couldn't stop. So I knew I needed help to stop. But with my job that I do, I know a lot of local people. So it was really difficult for me to find help within the community where I live. So I searched for that help online and I found it. Okay. So after you give up drinking, about 2 to 3 months, your neural pathways, they all change, they get stronger as you're building your new habits. Um, and you're on this big pink fluffy cloud, you know. However, that big pink fluffy cloud is not the same for everyone. Some people don't get it, some people do get it. And then what happens after that? They get what's called fade and effect bias, and it's you thinking, yeah, I can have one, I can have one, but then you have one and you find yourself back exactly the same place as you were in those dark days, and it's even more difficult to get out of it. So when I was looking to find myself a trainer, because I now want to run half marathons and stuff. And I know it's not about the running, it's about the strength in your body, the strength in your legs, it's the mindset, the diet, it's everything incorporated into it that will get you around that track. Not just the fact that you want to run a half marathon. So I just applied the same mindset really to finding a someone that understands that and someone that can support that for me. And I went through a few um, trainers. I went to the gym. I did everything basically, just dabbled in a bit. And then I came across PT Distinction, and I had a one-to-one with Glenn, and he used the F word and the C word, and I thought that's the man for me. So yeah, yeah, it
By
was,
that, just to clarify, she means fat and calories. Just to clarify.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and he was so down to earth, and just said it as it was. Very much the same as the support group that I'm still with, to stay sober, you know. And I do believe that like 99% of it comes from the individual, because it's all about showing up for yourself and doing the work. You're the one that's going to be doing the work. Glenn is the facilitator in this. He can only
Shout at you down the
advise.
screen.
Sorry.
I can only shout at you down the screen, really, can't I? For want of a better term.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, Glenn can shout. You can shout.
solid.
So
Rosie, I'm
yeah,
gonna actually
he's
have to give you some burpees though, just to let you know. I know. Do you know what's really funny? PT Distinction isn't the name of my business; it's the app that we use.
Ah, right. Okay.
And the funny thing is, I've been debating for a while whether to get a white label version with my branding on it. So I think you've just sold me on that. So there we go. That's coming
Right.
soon. Untamed Fitness, the app. We'll be doing that.
Untamed.
There you go.
Untamed Fitness. Yeah. Watch out.
I'll
It's
edit
gonna.
it in. I'll edit it in.
Yeah.
It's going to take over the world. It's all good.
It will
So
take over the world.
what I
Yeah.
think is going to be interesting is the concept that you mentioned, where like you tried something and it worked, and then you went, "Ah, I can have one more. Ah, I can have one more." And a lot of people, obviously, that come to us aren't going to have gone through that with booze, but they're going to have gone through that with a diet or a slimming world or a cutting out carbs or a, you know. And this is why I wanted to kind of get you on, because I feel like you understand more than most what it takes to deliver an ideal client experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
From my
Yeah.
perspective, like what would make an ideal client, and what would you say was the biggest thing you had to develop, either on your own or with the support of the group of ex boozers, whoever it was? What would you say was the biggest thing you had to develop to kind of get out of that mindset of just one more? Do you know what I mean? What you were telling yourself.
Well, I know I can. I know I don't. Well, I've got to the stage now where I don't want to pick up another drink. I don't want to drink. That's me 2 years down the line. Because if I do, it's an absolute shit show. Okay. So, and I constantly attending meetings, of online support still. I'm going down to 3 days with my full-time job in July, and it's all about giving back to the community. So I'll be doing some stuff for them. But the biggest thing for me is that I have to have the motivation to show up for myself. There are some days when I get in from work and I think, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But then but there's also some days when I get in from work and I think, well, I could just pick up a bottle of vodka and drink that as well. But I'm not going to, am I? Because my life has absolutely completely changed and my mindset has completely changed. And if I don't keep showing up for myself, I'm just going to fail
Well,
because I want to do this
this is
because
where I'm
it's
going to
what I
start to
want to
dig the
do.
knife in. So how?
Yeah.
So because I think this is important. So how did you start to speak to yourself differently? How did you start to break those thought patterns? Where something where someone might say to themselves, "Ah, it's just the way I am," but we know they're not.
It's it's not. It's not the way you are. It used to be the way I was, with that little voice inside my head, who's like, I used to call it addiction because that's basically what it is. But it's like the inner critic in you will say, nah, nah, you don't really need to do that. You don't really need to do it. You don't. When when you do need to do it, because not only do you want to do it, I mean, you wouldn't have found Untamed Fitness if you were looking for lemon meringue pies or lavender bath bombs, would you? Online, you were the one that I was the one that was looking for the support, and yeah, so I'm the one that is now committed. So I I pay my money each month, and if I don't attend the classes, it's like money down the drain for me.
So
So
how would you say you got the strength to ask for help then? Because I feel like that's a big thing, right? Where some people just don't want to admit they've got a problem. And I'm not saying that everyone listening to
yeah,
this is a pisshead, like I've got so many industries we get most of our clients from are going to be like payroll, HR, tech, recruiting. So some of them by default have to go out multiple nights a week for meetings, quote
yeah.
unquote. They're having to go out for like sales, schmoozing, whatever it may be. So it's just kind of built into their culture. So I feel like there's a bit of a almost defeatism, if you know what I mean, when
Yeah.
they have to look at and reflect on the actions that they could put down to work, put down to this, put down to that. So how did you find that strength to ask the right questions in the first place?
I think the strongest thing you can ever do, with going back to the drinking days, the strongest thing you can ever do for yourself, apart from putting the glass down, is say, I need help. And it's only with constant engagement, with like-minded people, and not ever once saying to yourself, I've got this, that keeps you engaged and keeps you moving forward and keeps you motivated. So I never, ever, ever say to myself, I've got this, because it's something I need to do, for my own health, and mindset. And they offer courses, and I've done all the courses. I've done them 2 or 3 times, and each time I do that course, my feedback, to that course gets stronger and stronger, and my understanding of them courses gets stronger and stronger. And that is exactly the what Untamed Fitness is offering me now as well. So it's just about being engaged and doing the work.
Wicked.
And the more you do that work, the easier it becomes, and then you find you are getting out of it what you want. But
Yeah.
to start with,
Yeah.
I was a gibbering wreck, but
Yeah, but
now
you also
I'm
started
in
on a
the
different
zone.
program. You didn't start on what you're on now. We started on a much more intense version of you and I
Yes,
speaking
I
all the
did.
time, didn't we? And we were
Yes.
chatting through numbers, and I feel like when when you came to this again, I haven't actually done this. I'm just doing this off the rip, but like you were very much still looking for your next addiction, is what I'd say, and I feel like now you've kind of
And
you've disassociated yourself to that a little bit.
yes.
I'm now seeing that you are much more well rounded, if that makes sense. Like, because if
Yes.
we can, if like from what you told me before, drink defined you, right? It's just Rosie. That was you. You came with a bottle in your hand or whatever it was.
All day
Obviously,
long.
everyone's got those Chat GPT things they're making now, and they're the little dolls. Like yours would just be with a bottle of this and a this. Like what?
Mine would just be
Yeah,
the biggest bottle of Smirnoff you could find.
same size
Yeah.
as the person. But like
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Where now you're on much more kind of maintenance level with us.
Yeah.
I feel like because I use you as an example all the time. Honestly, to anyone that kind of gives it eating disorders or body dysmorphia or addiction or lots of diets they've been
Yeah.
on and they've tried and failed, tried and failed, tried and failed. Because I know some of the shit you told me, how many times you tried to do that in the first instance without getting anywhere, even fucking 2 months in, let alone 2 years.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the switch in your noggin, which has happened because
Yeah.
you're speaking about and to yourself very differently.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do, because I'm worth it. Because I'm definitely worth it. And every human who has been put on this earth is worth it, you know. And the addictive voice, the addiction is just like such an unhealthy place to be. And if you can pull yourself out of it, um, that's great. But you need constant support. You need constant engagement to be able to move forward. It's not a once and done. It's like a
Yeah,
journey with no destination.
they always say there's no quitting smoking, is there? You're never not addicted to smoking anymore because your body
Y-
gets
Yeah,
used to the chemicals coming in. You just kind of
absolutely.
learn how to wangle it
Yeah,
with yourself a little bit better, and like we were saying, talk
yeah.
about talk a different talk, walk a different walk. What would you say? Because again, I know a lot of the people that largely come into this thing have tried a lot of different diets. They've tried a lot of different methods and books, and weight loss groups or pills or fucking shakes, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
How did you know this was your thing, or did you not? I suppose is the question I want to ask.
No, obviously I didn't know it was my thing, but I was willing to commit to it for 3 months, to see what I got out of it. And within those 3 months, I realized, yeah, it was my thing, because I didn't have to starve myself. And with because the nutrition education that you give people, as well as the exercise and education, it's kind of like it's not like a one size, it's one size fits all. There's something in there for everyone, whatever you're trying to achieve.
That's good to hear. Thank you. It's nice because I've done a few of these now, and I've spoke to you. I've spoke to some people who have been very big to very small. I've spoke to some people who wanted to put weight on. Some people in their 50s, 60s, 30s, and I want to try and make it so that people can just come on and get a result. That's the one thing I want you guys to be able to do here.
Mm,
And I feel like what you're talking about there, where the just taking that chance on yourself to actually go, oh,
mm,
I can commit to 3 months. It's not gonna, because like, all right, say you're in May now, you're talking what, June, July, August at the most,
yep,
which is gonna fly away, isn't it? Really, but
absolutely.
the proof of concept you can get in that. That's why I cringe whenever I'm hearing, like, I've got a personal trainer and he sells me 4 sessions at a time. Well, like,
Well,
the fuck am I going to do with four
what's
sessions?
that going to do for you?
I literally,
Yeah,
I'm paying him to beat me up and call me a pussy, nothing else.
yeah,
All the other stuff, I'm like making my own meals, prepping my own food, deciding when I go to bed, which is a blessing and a curse. And once you get used to, being able to play a
yeah,
little bit of Xbox in the evenings, solid. But adulting's hard, you know. Self-regulating is hard, and when I say adulting, that's essentially what I mean. Regulating
yeah.
yourself, having no parent to tell you what to do, is hard, and
It's
I think
difficult.
that's
Mm.
where when you come in, a lot of people will, right, Glenn, what do I need to do? And did I really give you any black and white answers?
No, it's kind of like you kind of lead a bit of a conversation. Well, you lead a bit of a conversation, and
Yeah,
then then like your client, will get it. We'll get
yeah.
it. You
Someone
know.
asked me the other day, what's my method? And I went, I don't know, I just let them talk.
Yeah, yeah. They
You
say
know,
from the time you think about giving up alcohol, the time you realize you have a problem with alcohol, to when you actually do give it up, it's 10 years. It's 10 years. Uh, Yeah, it's 10 years
I better
before,
start thinking about it soon. Then I'll be
yeah,
55 before I know it.
if you have a problem, that is, I knew I had a problem for a long time. It took me 8.5 years to stop drinking. Took me 8.5 years before I actually put the glass down for good. It's, and when you find something that, um when you get out of that addiction, and then you start to lead that healthy lifestyle, and you realize that you are worth it, and you find something that works for you, like Untamed Fitness is work for me. There's morning classes, there's evening classes, there's uh nutrition. All the education will be in the Untamed app. However, all the education at the moment is in PT Distinction.
I'm
So
never going to
it's
you
like
let you
reading
forget
a
that
new
now, right?
book.
I'm
Yeah,
never going to
it's
let you.
like
I'm never going to let you off with that name now. I'm just going to keep calling it that. Name drop all the time. Do you know what's nice
yeah.
though? It's like it's
You're never
nice
going
to
to educate yourself if you don't read the
no,
right books. Yeah,
yeah, and it's we've got someone in their 60s who's done every crash diet going. We've got someone in their 30s trying to get pregnant, so they want to lose a couple of dress
yeah,
sizes so they can do IVF. We've got someone that's got an eating disorder trying to put weight on. And again, I'm just naming these people because they've either been current clients or past clients. I'm obviously not going to give that away, but it's just to say that like having just someone who gives a shit, because
all
how
day
many
long.
how many different walks of life do you guys all come from, but the community that is getting built by you lot, I'm not going to take any credit for it because I actively try and not message in there. I try and just make that a playground for you guys where you can just,
Yeah,
talk, chat shit, give value, share your wins together, because I feel like that's going to be infinitely more powerful than some bloke. You know my favourite line, I don't have a vagina. Like some bloke who ain't going to get a lot of the stuff you guys are going through, because I don't. But on the flip side, my answer is always going to be, well, look, what the fuck are we going to do about it? And you know, we could, and we have sat here and psychoanalyzed a lot of stuff, haven't we? Other times we've just chatted a load of bollocks and something's come out of it, which has been a little golden nugget to help us both get moving forwards as a team.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's that's the invaluable bit. Is you actually taking a bit of time to reflect on your own actions and saying, well, do I want that? Do I not? If I do, how can I get more of it? If I don't, what do I need to do? Get out of the way, or who do I need to stop hanging around with to stop that? Really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And
It's
it's
the
nice.
the mindset, the mindset you get when you give up alcohol. You are going to lose friends, but then you realize they're not your friends. They're like your pub friends. They're your drinking buddies. They're not
Yeah.
going to be there, through the rough times, through the hard times. But the chats, and sometimes in the community that we've got, um, people might put in there that they feel unmotivated, that this and that, and then all of a sudden it's ping, 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 and
All agreeing with them.
things. Yeah, things are going on in there, and all the advice is coming
Yeah.
from the other people, from the community, you know, from new people, from old people
Yeah.
that have been here. That's what's so great about it. That it
You're,
is a
you're,
community.
you're technically in that class now. You're technically in the ones who have been here for bloody ever. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and long may it
yeah.
continue.
And I think I might be. I'm going to Scotland in a few weeks, and I think I might be meeting up with one of the ladies who works in the university at Ingrid. I think she works at Scotland in the university. I might meet up with her for a coffee.
Good. But this is what I mean. Like I want that to happen,
Yeah,
because then like they're saying it, the five people you hang around with are, the ones who are going to dictate your health, your wealth, your income, your relationships, your happiness, everything, your positivity. And I really appreciate you being on it today. I'm conscious we're going to run over because obviously we've got a class starting
yeah,
soon. But I wanted to keep this one a short and sweet one, because obviously, you know, I know yours hasn't been as much about the physical journey. It's been more about, getting you in a space where you can keep seeing the positivity coming and doubling back on itself. And
absolutely.
it's nice to be able to kind of hear that from you, because I didn't know some parts about your story on there. So I just wanted to say thank you from me and whoever's listening to this to, you know, sharing that and inspiring us, really, Rosie. Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Cool. So as I said, and we'll keep saying, I'm new at these. So if you have got any comments, questions, you want to ask any further about Rosie, maybe she wants to come back on board. Don't know. Not that I'm dropping her in it, but yeah. Thanks as always. And if you have got anything to feedback, that'd be awesome. Thank you.